Three, two, one. All right, we're back, guys. Hello. It is us. It is the Leaky Lounge. And it's not only just the Leaky Lounge, it's also MiaMich. Welcome back to
Yeah, yeah,
another
yeah.
water, another good week of football, gentlemen. I'm here with Noah right here, and then I got Danny underneath. He's back. Everyone, we're back. We got the crew. We're gonna go over last week's football and this week's football, and then everything football, cause
Football, football, football.
football. I loved it. All right, so why don't we start over with a recap that we got going on? Danny, if you want to go ahead and take us over to Oregon State versus Utah. What happened over there, man?
Yeah. All right. So we had Oregon State at home playing a Utah team, or maybe Utah was home. I'm not even sure. One of the teams were home.
Oregon State was
Either
home.
way,
Yeah,
Oregon
Oregon State
State.
was at
Yeah.
home.
All right. Oregon State got the win, 21-7.
Mm-hmm.
Utah really never got started. They still don't have their starting quarterback, Cam Rising. Um, and Nate. I think it's Nate Johnson. Nate Johnson did not show up at all as far as passing goes, and running he didn't get too far either. Apparently, Oregon State has a defense over there. They play a really good game.
Yeah, I mean, I can agree with that. It was a good. That was what a defensive game, but it's a statement game too, especially with DJ Ungula. I might want to try to butcher his last name, but
We're not even trying. Yeah, no,
he
that's
had
not
he
happening.
had a good solid game, great game management. I mean, 21-7, great defense all around. So good for them. Great win, and Utah can still come back. Their quarterback's coming back, I think, next week. So if he comes back strong, that
Hope
is
so.
still a contender. So right next
Yeah,
over
I
here
hope
we
so.
got yeah, man. So we got Georgia at Auburn. Talk about a scary game, Noah. I know you saw this one. What's up with
I
this?
I watched the last half because I got very curious because I was watching the scoreboard
Mm-hmm.
through other games, but by the hair on their nuts, Georgia miraculously got a touchdown. I think it was in like the last 4 minutes of the game. And what really screwed it is I think Auburn threw an interception as their last play.
Yeah. I mean, that was a
But
great game, 27-20. I mean, Georgia 2 games now this year where they've kind of struggled like that. That's something to kind of look at. That's for sure. South Carolina
defensively,
first.
they're struggling.
Yeah, I mean,
There's some
and
weak walls in there.
yeah, luckily the offense is able to come up clutch. That's something that we can definitely look at with Beck at quarterback, and he's doing a solid job this season. But we got to look down the line. You're gonna have to go against your Floridas. You're gonna have to go against your Missouris, Ole Miss, and at Tennessee. That's 4 straight weeks of just real competition, and they're going against a Kentucky team this week, which is number 20 in the nation and undefeated. So that's something else we got to look at here.
Yeah, because I don't think Florida's going to be much competition this year, to be real with you. So
We're gonna get to that one in a second.
Yeah, gotta get to that loss. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god! You know what? Actually, no. I'll take that over real quick. Florida at Kansas. We may as well segue right into it.
it
Yeah.
was Florida, Kentucky,
Oh, I'm
Yeah, it
sorry,
was
Kentucky. I apologize.
and I've seen a lot of bad games. And Florida being ranked number 22, losing that badly to Kentucky, bro, they crumbled.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. They beat them down, and that was really bad.
Kentucky.
That showed the kind of inconsistencies of that team. I texted our dad and I was just letting him know. I'm like, the one thing is, it's like they're not efficient. That's the one thing with that team. Broken tackles on the defensive side,
Mm-hmm.
broken coverages, and their quarterback just hasn't really stepped up and shown how clutch he can be. But given that offensive
Yeah,
line isn't
He's
really
not
getting
an
time.
awful quarterback. Like he
No,
didn't
not at
play.
all. Not at
The
all.
pass game was probably really all they really had going for them.
Oh yeah,
They
That's
yeah.
where
got
both their
guys.
touchdowns come from. But
He's just not, in my opinion, one of those game
he needs the
changing.
leadership aspect. I think is what he's
You
struggling
know what? I
on.
do agree with that. Maybe it's that he came in from the transfer portal. Maybe it's just a chemistry thing. Maybe it's just one of those
Maybe.
where. But yeah, let's get into the next game. I'll talk about this one. It was Nebraska at Michigan. We handled business. We did what we had to do. 45-7. JJ is he's looking like a goat. He had 2 passing, 1 rushing touchdown. I mean, what else do I have to say? Like, what else? What else do you want me to talk about? I mean, we did what we had to do. That's just what that is. Next game up, we have Danny. Why don't you talk about Kansas at Texas real quick for us? See what the Longhorns do.
Well, I didn't watch it too much of it, but I watched enough to know that Texas had this game well in hand from the very beginning. 40-14. Kansas was ranked and they were undefeated last week, but they walked in there and they got smacked.
They got smacked
Texas,
for sure.
Texas is a real team this year. I think we're looking at a powerhouse.
I love that. No, I agree. I mean, that Alabama win, they kind of kept that confidence going. We can kind of see what's happening. I'm still kind of hesitant on the is Texas back? You know, is like, are they really back? Because we say this every single time, every single year.
think so.
They're doing
I
good.
mean,
They're showing. They're going the right way.
They're putting
what
up the
other way can
points.
you
They're
say
ranking
that
through
you're
top
back?
teams. They're fucking going.
Yeah, they're up there, man. And their defense is solid, super solid every week, very consistent. What else can you say that you're back other than saying you beat Alabama? Like, that's enough, right?
I mean, well, they have Oklahoma this week, and when we talk about that, but that's going to be big competition for them because if they can beat Oklahoma, then I think I can confidently say, okay, Texas is back. So, Danny, why don't you take this next one too while you stay with us with the Dion Watch of the Week?
Yeah.
We got USC coming over to Boulder.
Whew.
Woo!
All right. Well, from the get go, it looked like USC had this well in hand. You know, Caleb Williams being the Heisman hopeful for this year and the Heisman winner from last year.
Yep.
He showed what he was. But that defense at USC showed some holes late in that game. Boy, Colorado came all the way back. They were down like 24 points. And Shamar Sanders turned that offense on. They came back and only lost by 7. Now, granted, they were home. You know, a lot of people were in that crowd. They know what you expect from a Hall of Fame cornerback coach, Deion Prime. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on in Colorado, but I know they're coming. They're up. They're on their way up. That's for sure. You see what Jacksonville State's doing, and he just left there. They're in the FBS now and they're showing their skin right now.
I agree 100%. I mean, that was one of those, like, I started watching the first half. I'm like, oh, it's over. I'm not even going to bother with this. And then next thing you know, it's 48-21. They're going to do an onside kick, and everything was, what's going to happen here?
Right. What's going to happen?
He's already three times last year's win totals. So regardless of how you look at the season, it's a winning season for Coach Prime. Let's just be honest there.
I mean, for Colorado, it's a winning season. I don't know if Coach Prime is okay.
Oh, he's not okay with it. You know damn well he's trying to go undefeated. He wants a ring first year if he could. Like
exactly.
But hey, two competitions. They got blown out last week. They still came out and showed out. I think it's going to be kind of interesting to see what they do this week at Arizona State. So that's going to be kind of see if they can get their footing back against more like weaker competition, so to say.
I'm pretty sure they can. Arizona State has a freshman quarterback starting. Colorado's defense is definitely their weak point right now, so I look to see them clash with a lower subpar offense and get their footing back. They're going to win that game. It's no doubt in my mind. All right, so we're moving on to the next one. We got Notre Dame and Duke.
We got Notre Dame and Duke. What a game! Wow. 21-14. Danny, go ahead, man. Like, wow.
I'm not impressed. 21-14. Duke, having scored 14 points on Notre Dame defense, Notre Dame's defense is good. I'll say that for sure. Notre Dame's team is probably good. I'm lacking the will to give them some respect, being a Miami fan. But same with Duke. So this game was kind of a weaker side to me, being 21-14. If they scored more points, I'd be more excited. But we'll see Duke later on in the year anyway. So we'll see where they're at.
Straight bias. That's all.
Absolutely.
That's straight bias. That was a great game. It was a good defensive football game. Notre Dame, after being out clutched last week, coming back and being clutched this week. That's a lot for that football program, and even Duke, man. Duke's not doing too bad.
They're holding their own, bro.
Yeah, I know
Duke's
Leonard
looking like they're as good as Ohio State right now. Is that what we're talking about? Based on Notre Dame, who played Ohio State last week.
Lost by 7. Who knows how that defense would be, though? It's one of those, we don't know how these two talents really do match up. Duke could be getting lucky, and Clemson could actually suck, and everything doesn't really matter. But then in that case, you're saying Notre Dame isn't that good, which in turn makes Ohio State not that good, which in turn could make Duke not that good as them.
I like all that. Everything you just said, I love it. Every part of it. Every stage. Ohio State sucks, Notre Dame sucks, Duke sucks. That's all.
No, give me Oregon at Stanford. Tell me about that, please. My God.
Oregon.
Bro, there's nothing to say about that game. Oregon is fucking heated, bro. Don't stand a chance.
Oh yeah,
no one stands a chance against Oregon.
That's what it looks like.
Are we saying Oregon for championship this year? Is that what you're going by?
No.
I'm saying up there.
They're going for the chip. I like that. Last one. Nope. Actually, that is the last one. I apologize. We're going over to the rankings.
Oh no! We got Ole Miss LSU. That was a fantastic game.
That was a game. I'm sorry.
Like,
please take.
You gotta go ahead and just. I mean, dude, I thought it was going to be over with 3 times over, but Ole Miss came back about 4 times. It looked like
it was crazy.
It ended 55-49. If you have a chance, please go watch that game.
Like every time they put a nail in the coffin, they're like, "Nah, bro, we're not done yet.
Nah,
we're still here."
We're right back. Yeah, it was a beautiful game to watch.
That's perfect. All right, let's go over to the standings real quick. On the screen right now, bam. You can see the standings. I'm just gonna go through them with it. You can just kind of follow along with us. The top 7, nothing changed. Georgia 1, Michigan 2, Texas 3, but the first place votes have changed. It's getting closer around that number 1 spot. Texas only 2 behind Michigan. Michigan is, it's 35-12 against Georgia, but it's no longer just 59-1 or anything like that. So I think voters are starting to look at Georgia could just be a little more vulnerable than we think. Some question marks. We have 4, 5, and 6 is Ohio State, Florida State, Penn State still. Oregon and Washington and Oregon follow 7 and 8. USC went down 1. I guess it makes sense, but I think it was more just they were at Colorado and Colorado came back.
No, it's because Oregon's better.
It's cause
it could just be because Oregon's better.
The points prove it, bro. Look at that.
That's it. That's all it takes. Number 10, Notre Dame. Alabama's at 11. Oklahoma, 12. 13, Washington State. Watch out for Washington State.
Right.
North Carolina, 14. Oregon State goes up 4 to 15. Ole Miss, Miami. Look at them going up to 17. They're slowly creeping on up in that bit. And then you got Utah dropping 8 down to 18. Duke only dropped 2. So, you can tell that they really are trying to give them some kind of props going on with this team. Kentucky is now ranked up to 20. Look at that. Then Missouri, Tennessee, and I don't think LSU deserves to be ranked. I'm just going to throw that out there right now. I think they should be definitely like 30 or something like that.
I see that, but they were preseason ranked, so they're going to put them up.
Boo.
They're going to keep them up there with the hype.
Boo.
Kelly Bryant's there, right? Kelly Bryant's at LSU, right?
Yeah, that's him. Yep, that's that man.
They're going to keep those. They're going to keep the name brand coaches up there to make sure they get their paychecks.
It's gross. And then you got Fresno State coming in along with Louisville, rounded out at 24 and 25. Good for Louisville, 5-0. Same with Fresno State, 5-0. It's always good to see the new teams sliding in here. All right, let's get to this week's rankings, gentlemen. Let's get through it. Let's get to the matchups. Danny, Red River rivalry.
Where we at? Well, Texas.
You already know. Tell me we're going to go through it one by one. We're going to tell you guys what we got, who we have, and what the score is. I'm not going to really go over the lines. I'm going to put it on the screen. You guys just got to tell me about, what you think about the ranking system. So, Danny, go ahead. You're going to tell me what your score is going to be and who wins and why.
All right. First off, I cannot see whatever's on your screen.
No,
Don't know where it is.
You can't. It's edited in. Genius.
Oh. Fantastic. All right. We're on Texas and Oklahoma, right?
Yes.
Need to get my phone together because that bad boy is. Oh, yeah, we're in overheating zone, guys. Just give me a second here. All right, hold on. We are one step closer than where we were before.
I'm gonna take it. Okay, so Oklahoma at Texas. It's the Red River rivalry. Number 12, Oklahoma. Number 3, Texas. I think Oklahoma's going to end up pulling this away. I like Gabriel at the quarterback position. Texas is good, but I think this is the one that they'll finally take a loss. I think Oklahoma's going to probably win it 34 to 20, 34, 35 to 24. 35 to 24. No, what do you think?
You're out of your mind.
Yep, I'm going Texas by a touchdown.
Yeah, what do you think the final score is going to be? What are you thinking? Like, you thinking high
Probably
score?
21-28.
I like that.
24, 28. It was 6.5.
Yeah, 6.5. Yep.
That number. Let's go with the over on that. Let's go with Texas over on that. And the 60 points is kind of heavy on them. Let's
Yeah, they're saying
go
more
under
defense. Yeah, they're saying defense is going to take not really be here. So that's going to be kind of interesting to see. I think it's going to be the opposite. I think it'll be a heavily defensive game and surprise a lot of people. That's going to be fun. All right, right now we got. Yeah, no, you're good. It's true though. Like that's going to be a really interesting game to watch, and I think it's like it's a coin flip. It's a coin flip.
For sure.
All right, next up we got number 4 Ohio State, Maryland at number 4 Ohio State. Both undefeated.
Yeah, Ohio State's home.
Anyone want to say upset? Anyone take an upset here?
I'm going Ohio State by 2 scores.
Okay, I accept that. All right, Danny.
They got them going at 20 and a half. No, 19 and a half.
Ohio
State. So I'll go over that. Honestly, I mean, I think they're gonna go over the 57 line, the 57 and a half line. I think they're gonna go over that.
You're saying blowout?
But Ohio State blows them out.
Damn. You know what? I think this will be a closer game, but no, I do agree. Ohio State's probably going to win. I'd probably give them 24 to 17 maybe. Keep it interesting. Why not? I'll say a 1-score game. I like that better. Because I very much dislike them. Number 11, Alabama at Texas A&M. Noah, who do you got? Why?
I think that could be a much closer game than people might think.
Yeah, you think so?
Especially Alabama's struggling hard offensively, especially in the quarterback position.
Yeah. Jalen Milroe's having a tough time.
It's really rough out there. I'm still going Alabama, but I'm going by like 3 points.
3 points? Okay. Damn, I like that.
That's the line.
Yeah, the line's 2.5, so good call. I like that. What do you think, Danny?
I want to give Jimbo credit so bad, and honestly, if they pull this game out at home, that says more about the Miami win that we got this year. So I do want to just say that Texas A&M has the opportunity in the 12th man to pull this off.
But
so let's go ahead and go for Texas A&M.
Oh, this is your upset, huh?
I agree that Jalen Milroe is having a really tough time of it. If they can't put points on the board, how do they win? I gotta give some hope. The over and under is 48 and a half. I can go under that just slightly. This is going to be the defensive game that is exciting to watch if you're a defensive fan. Besides the Texas and Oklahoma game, this will be the other game of the week for me.
I agree. No, I agree, but I'm kind of on the same. I think Alabama still will just out talents Texas A&M in the long game. It's going to be a coaching battle, and I think Alabama will end up pulling it out.
I will say about Alabama, really, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Offensively, the past 2 games, they've done much better than
they're starting. That's what I was about to say. They're starting to find their footing.
Which is why I'm still saying it's going to be a close game, because I love Texas A&M defense.
Oh, I agree. Their defense is really good. I mean, Jimbo Fisher over there is always going to make sure they have a stout defense. I just think Alabama's too much. Yeah, I just think Alabama's too much. I think a 3-4 point game, absolutely. 20-24, something like that. It's going to be interesting. I think that's going to be a really good game, and that's the game that's going to follow that Red River rivalry, so we can have 2 straight back-to-back just nonstop watching football and just being excited about it. So, gotta love seeing that. Next up, we got number 20 Kentucky at number 1 Georgia. Damn, I'm gonna take this one real quick. I'm gonna start this one real quick. All right, because I got one thing to say. This is my upset. I think this is the one where Kentucky's going to squeeze it out by like 1 point.
Jesus.
I don't
E-
believe
E-
in Georgia. I just don't.
ESPN is giving Kentucky a 14% chance of winning this game. I
That's
just want to make sure you know that.
the line is only 14.5 for Georgia, so I don't want to hear it.
They're home.
And Kentucky's gonna win it and go 6-0, 3-0 in the conference. I'm calling
Besides
it.
listening to Eric's tomfoolery, Georgia's gonna win, and probably by 2.5 scores.
Yeah, I like it. That 14.5 is good, so I'm going to go over that line for sure. For sure.
Come on. Come on. Hear me out.
Kentucky did beat Florida last week, but that was more
Florida ain't
Florida
a team, ain't nothing.
Exactly. That was more short of Florida showing that they're not really a team other than Kentucky showing that they are one.
They're more or less handling business, given against lower competition, but
they gave Vanderbilt 28 points.
They beat Florida. Come on.
Out the door.
If Kentucky wins, just know I'm coming in and just talking all the trash next week. That's the first thing.
I'm circling this one, actually. This is going to be circled for next week. I can't believe you.
Next game, we got the Little Brown Jug. Noah, you already know about Michigan, Minnesota. You're a fellow Michigander. Go ahead. What's your score, and why is it Michigan blowing them out?
I'm not going to say a complete blowout, but I'm giving Michigan probably 3 scores.
That's about right.
Enough to a blowout.
I can see that being like maybe a mid-30 Michigan scoring game.
Okay, yeah, I can probably see like a nice 38 game. Maybe 42 if Minnesota just can't stop the run game.
I think it's going to be more Michigan destroying their offense. And
just
Minnesota putting a damper on Michigan's offense.
So it's just a defensive game you think might just happen?
I'm thinking it's going to be a big defensive game.
I like that. That'd be pretty good. It would make sense, too, like an old school Big Ten game.
Especially since it's Minnesota home.
Yeah, they're in Minnesota.
So. At night, too. That's why I was also saying, like, earlier off the camera, we were talking about this. And I was saying...
It could be like a half-night game.
It's 7:30. But
sun's going down.
It's 58 degrees out. It's a Big Ten game. This is exactly what you come out to play. The fans are going to come out just screaming and doing everything that they can. Minnesota has nothing to freaking lose. They're 3-2. They're going to throw everything that they can at Michigan. Yeah, I think it's going to be a halftime.
They did win a Big Ten game, so I think that gives them a small edge of maybe.
That's what I'm saying. I think this game is going to be like a halftime game. I think it's going to be really close at halftime, and then Michigan pulls it off by your 2-3 scores at the other half.
Yeah,
makes sense to me.
Danny, what do you think?
Their first 3 games, their first 5 games, the team that they played didn't get out of the single digits. So I don't know about this defensive game you guys talking about. I don't know about the defense of Minnesota too bad. They're 3-2. That's the way I see it. Their losses came against Northwestern and North Carolina. I don't see them scoring more than 20 points. This game this game's gonna be the line is 19.5. I'm going over.
Can you
over
shit
under
on
46.
Them? Can you shit on them just a little bit more, please? Because Jesus, I'm just trying to be nice to these poor kids.
I mean,
stuff the cannon for him.
They gave the Louisiana Raging Cajuns 24 points. They almost lost to Northwestern, who I think hasn't won. They haven't. I don't know how many games Northwestern has won, but I'm pretty sure they don't have a coach.
Northwestern
no.
2 games.
Yeah. They barely beat Nebraska 13-10 to start off the season and haven't really done better since. I mean, they won last week, but that's not a real team. They lost to Northwestern. Yeah, right. In overtime. Yeah. No. Okay. This is a blowout win for Michigan. We're moving on.
Okay, that was a good talk. Oh, damn.
On to the next.
All right, Danny, go ahead. Take this one. You already know what game we're going to talk about. Georgia Tech at Miami. You going to be at that bitch. Go ahead. Tell us.
Hard Rock Stadium is gorgeous. Let's just start there. I know I'm going to hear some type of something about the stadium not being full. I already know it's because we're playing Georgia Tech, and Georgia Tech is trash. They lost to.
Can I just 1 second? I'm
I,
sorry. I'm sorry. We
I,
sold out the big house with Bowling Green State and whatever the other trash teams we had.
that's all you guys have in Michigan. Like we were just up there. There's nothing to do out there, man. Of course they're gonna
Okay.
sell out when there
Now,
are. There's
now
nothing
you're
to
just
do
being
for
a
miles. There's
now,
everything you do here in
he's
Miami.
being ignorant. You're just being ignorant.
So
For clarification, he was there for a
you're
day.
I know you were there for 1 day, and this man comes back talking all
I
the shit
saw
in the
more
world.
trees than I saw in my entire life.
We didn't even take you to the city. You were
No
at
trees
Momo's
in
and we
here.
left. Like that's all that
There's
happened.
more trees than here. There's nothing to do, bro. Like literally, if you're on top of the big house and look out, you're gonna see trees.
You're gonna see
That's it.
downtown
Mountains,
Ann Arbor. Like what are you
unless it's
talking
snowing,
about?
and then you just gonna see snowing trees. That's all there is.
Oh
out
my
there,
god!
man.
Give me your score and why. Shut up.
We gotta blow out. I don't want to give a score because I feel like when I do for Miami, it's just gonna be like one under that. But the line is 21 for Miami wise. Honestly, I think we're gonna go higher than that. We could blow them out by 50. If I'm being honest with you, they just lost to Bowling Green 38-27. Like,
All right. Well,
what is that? What I don't even fathom that right now. I can't fathom that. So
no. What do you think?
50 points, 60 points.
Jesus.
That's a little excessive. I don't think it's gonna be 60.
62.
I'll give him 40s.
40s, like low 40s.
Yeah, maybe Georgia Tech gets a field goal for pity.
Oh damn. So you're saying they're just gonna shut them out?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
gonna be a shutout, but I don't think it's gonna be as bad as Danny's making it seem.
I
It's
mean,
gonna be
now, to be fair, Miami has scored 48 points twice this season, 41 last week against Temple, and then 38 in the opener against Miami, Ohio. They have only given up 33 points once and single digits since then. I think, you guys you're like spot on. It is definitely going to be like a 40-something point game to like 3.
Mhm.
Noah nailed it, honestly. I think it's going to be like blowout, third stringers next game.
What I'm saying, man.
And then let's just end it right here with Notre Dame at Louisville. This is gonna be a good one. I like this one. This is gonna be like that's that hidden game, honestly.
Yeah, you're right.
That's another 7:30 game at ABC. Number 10 Notre Dame, 25 Louisville at night in Kentucky. 75 degrees. The line is Notre Dame 6.5. Over under is 53.5. This is gonna be a good game. This is gonna be a good game.
Yeah, I see it being. I think Notre Dame's gonna pull it,
Okay.
but probably a score or two.
All right, Danny, what do you think?
I can see that. I can see a 10-point win for Notre Dame, but don't be surprised if Louisville finds a way to shut down that offense.
Yeah.
And pull up by 3.
I like that.
And win by 3.
If Louisville were to win, it'd definitely be by 3.
Yeah, I mean,
All right.
It's going to go one
touchdown. That's it.
If Notre Dame keeps it close at the fourth quarter, Louisville's going to win. But if Notre Dame is already pulled away by the third, it's going to be game over. Like I don't think Louisville can come back and do that. That's kind of how I think Notre Dame will probably win about 10, 17 points somewhere in that general area. That's Notre Dame's just out talenting Louisville and just Louisville's wins haven't been impressive. 13-10 at North Carolina State, 21-14 versus an Indiana team that's mediocre, barely beating a Georgia Tech team that's mediocre this year. It's not impressing me. Whereas Notre Dame's won losses against a pretty solid Ohio State team.
Right.
So I'm kind of with it. Yeah, I don't know about all that. I just don't see how they can actually come back and do any of that. So any final notes that you guys want to talk about before we get off of here?
Nope, think we're good. Georgia.
I think we're good.
Oregon's on a bye week, so I ain't got nothing to say.
No, I guess the hand.
FSU plays Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech is trash. So we'll see. We'll see. We should see a garbage game for FSU, and if we don't, we'll be talking about it next week. That's what we're gonna do. Talk about it next week.
I mean, I'm pretty excited for that Miami Florida State game that's coming up in a couple weeks.
Seriously.
Couple
November
more
11th, man.
weeks.
Ready for it.
It's almost here. We're within a month. But all right, guys. I think everyone should have a great weekend and enjoy this football. I mean, you can't get any better in these matchups. I mean, it's been week after week. So far, a really damn good year. Rankings aren't anything like we expected, and it's only going to get better from here. I mean, this is exciting, and I just can't wait to see what's going to happen this week. If you guys want to follow us, just follow us in the descriptions below. I have all our stuff down there. That's the Wagon Man. That's Mr. Noah. Down low, we got Daniel, and of course, I'm Eric. Thank you guys so much for coming out, and yeah, follow us and all that fun stuff. Later.
Peace.